Hello everybody, I hope you are doing well today, and I want to explain how you can be less insecure if you change nothing. And it might sound silly, it might sound stupid, because firstly we live in a world that's just full of flux maxers. We live in a world that's full of people doing a load of shit online to try and look good. A lot of bad things. And we're so influenced by looking good because of how this world has become. People seem to believe that the looks define their worth, the looks define how they feel, the looks define how they think, and you can't allow your mind to believe that, because then the next few years of your life are going to be very hard. It's going to be hard for you to achieve your dream career because you're worried about how you look. It's going to be hard for you to make friends because you're worried about how you look. It's going to be hard for you to live your life because you're worried about how you look. And I don't want to dismiss it and say obviously looks aren't important, when in fact they are, because someone's perception on you is always based off of your looks, so of course they're important, but how important they are is what really matters. How important it is to you is what really matters. So the only single way you should, the only thing you should really do to overcome insecurity is to do something. Do something with your day. That's all I'm going to say. Do something with your day. And the reason why this is very important is because we feel more insecure when we're sat with our thoughts. We feel more insecure when we're sat in bed, no music or nothing, just staring at the sky, just thinking about how we look. We feel more insecure when we spend our days looking at the mirror, when we spend our days walking past cars and looking through the car window. We feel more insecure when we have so much time to keep looking at ourselves. And that's the problem. That's what makes you view yourself differently. That's what makes you view yourself different from how other people view you. You keep looking at yourself and you have too much time to look at yourself. So do something with your day. Simple. It's all in your mind. How insecure you are, the level of insecurity, how ugly you are, how pretty you are, it's all in your mind. Your mind defines that. Your mind is what makes you think you're terrible. Your mind is what makes you think you're ugly. And it thinks that because it spends most of the time looking at yourself, most of the time looking at your imperfections, most of the time just looking up at all the bad things of yourself. And as humans, we all spend more time focusing on the negatives. We do it with everything, not just looks. We do it with an exam. We look at our shit scores more than our good ones. Playing football, we look at our best performances more than our bad ones. So when it comes to looks, we all look at the bad things about ourselves rather than the good things. And we all do it. It's a part of human nature. Fuck knows why we're like that, and it's a shame that we're like that, but we all do it. But doing something with your day will make it easier for you to become less insecure. And I say this because you have less time to think about yourself. You have less time to look in a mirror. You have more time to advance in your career, build friendships, build relationships. And it won't be easy. And you might wonder, what exactly do I do? What do I do with all this time I have on my hands? And all that matters is that you just do something. It could be reading a book, watching movies, playing football, going out with your friends, painting. Anything that stops you from focusing on your looks will allow you to be less insecure, because then you will realize what it is that really matters in life. When you do, more specifically, artistic things, when you do things that will help you in your career, you will then begin to realize what it is that matters the most to you. You will then realize that I would rather live a life where I've got a good career, I achieved everything I want through hard work and dedication, rather than living a life where I always hated how I looked. I hate my forehead, I hate my body, because it's easy to pick which one's the best life. A good career, being proud of yourself, or always hating yourself and hating how you look. And that's why it's just very important that you guys do something, because it doesn't matter what it is, just anything. It'll be more beneficial if it's career-wise, because then you've got something you can proper lock in with. But if it's just like playing video games, that's fine, because the more time you spend not looking at yourself, the more easier it is for you to overcome your insecurities. And you've also just got to accept the fact that we've not got a lot of time in this world, and the world is turning to shit, with all these wars going on, all these rise of fucking inflation. It's such a joke. I gotta pay in England, like 3-4 years ago, I used to get a pack of Haribos for £1. Now it's £1.50. Fucking joke. Anyways, the world is honestly turning to shit, and things aren't getting any better. So being proud of ourselves gets harder, and being proud of what we achieved gets harder. And we don't want to come to the point where we're in our last few moments and the only thing we can say about ourselves is, I wished I stopped caring about how I looked, and I wished that I'd appreciate life more. Because that's how I imagine people who are insecure would say. They would wish that they focused more on life rather than how they look. They wished that they took more care of themselves on the inside than the outside. Because life is about living. Life is about finding your purpose. Life is about appreciating what we have. It's about being happy. Life is about being happy. And you can't achieve any of that if you're simply focused on how you look. It will just destroy you. There are so many negatives of it. Not only do you get insecure, you get depressed, you get anxiety, you lose relationships, you struggle to achieve a career. All of that because of how you look. It's not worth it. You don't have to think that you need to look a certain way in order to achieve a certain thing. Anyone can achieve anything. Obviously, if it's look specific like modeling, of course, just give up about that, of course. But anything career-wise, anyone can get into it. Yeah, someone who's attractive might get into it over than someone who's not because of manager biasness. But that doesn't mean that you can't do what they do. That just means you might have to work harder, or that place isn't for you. Simple as. Wherever you want to get to in life does not require you to be good looking, and you've got to accept that. And I do understand that it's very easy to say all these things than to accept it, because it does take time. And especially with all this social media stuff, every TikTok you're seeing these good looking people and you just wish you were them. So it's very hard to overcome insecurity, to accept how you look and to focus on better things. But all that matters is that you try to. All that matters is that you make an effort, and that whatever it is that makes you jealous, you stop doing it. If it's TikTok, stop using it. You might have a TikTok addiction. I think we all do. I have one. But limit your screen time. Be busy. Do things that stops you from being insecure about yourself. And that's the best thing you can do. That's the best way to look smacks. And it will really benefit you guys, because purpose is the ultimate goal. Looking sexy is not the goal. Being successful is the goal. Being attractive is not the goal. And obviously, when you think from a relationship perspective, then it gets a bit different, because relationships are everything. We all deserve to be in love. We all should be in love at a good time in our lives. Everyone should experience love. Everyone should have a wife or husband. We all need it. Like, we genuinely need it. But to think that you need to be at a certain standard before you can experience that is what will make it harder for you to experience it at all. You will struggle to see opportunities because you're not ready to experience them. And as guys, that's what we're like most of the time. We usually think, when I'm at this stage in life, that's when I'm ready. So because we're waiting until this stage in life, we do nothing we don't see any of the opportunities that we could have had now, but we want to wait until the future where we feel like we're at our best. And girls might feel that too, but I obviously can't speak for them. But what I'm trying to say is that we should all experience love, but at the same time, it's possible. No matter how you look, we can all get the relationship we deserve. Not the relationship you want, but the relationship we deserve. Because we all want to be with someone fucking sexy. And we all tend to be attracted to people who are miles above us. And we might not be able to bag him. You might be lucky, which is great. Or you might not be, like the majority of us. But one thing you should understand is that the right person will appreciate who you are, and you will appreciate the right person. Your goal isn't to be with someone who is top-notch model. Your goal is to be with someone with a good soul, someone who's just like you, someone who wants to be with someone who has genuine feelings, someone who is career focused, someone who wants to appreciate life. And that's what's important, you know. Someone will love you for you. Someone will love you for how you look. You don't have to change anything. You've just got to be you. Because in this day and age, everyone is copying each other's. Everyone is dressing the same. Everyone is saying the same things. Everyone's saying the same lingo. It's all the same in this world, you know. Everyone is... because everyone loves to do the same things, because it's all popular. When you be yourself and you're different, that will surprise people. People will not expect it. And at first I might be a bit hesitant, but when they think back to it, they will realise, this guy or girl's different. In this day and age we live in, everyone's the fucking same, but this guy or girl is different. And they will crave that connection with you, simply because you're by yourself. And, well, not you're by yourself, you are yourself. But it's as simple as that. The right person will love you for you, and you don't have to do anything. You don't need surgery. You don't need to look smacks. You don't need to do anything. All you've got to do is be happy with who you are. Be focused on what your purpose in life is. Your purpose in life is to not be sexy. That's not your purpose, so don't even comment that. Your purpose is your main focus. And on your journey to achieving that, you will find love. You will find the right one for you, and it will come at the right time.